Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Theresa's gestation brings baby daddy riddle, Brady and Alex, father options? Days of Our Lives reveal that Theresa Donovan may be facing a new dilemma now that she slept with two men around the same time. Cleaner characters who make that mistake frequently end up dealing with gravidity and maternity mystifications, so could Theresa be coming in line? Theresa has been sleeping with Alex Kyriakis, but also, she got passionate with Brady Black to get back at Alex for hooking up with Kristen DiMera. Brady was hurt when he realized he'd been used, especially since Theresa and Alex ended up making a real commitment to each other in the fate. Just when Brady sounded ready to embrace the possibility of being further than musketeers and co-parents, Theresa pushed him down. Of course, DOOL suckers can tell that Theresa wasn't happy about having to do that. Theresa told herself she had to let Brady go, but it's only because she's locked into this scheme that's going to make her the Kyriakis' descendant. Although Brady told Theresa they were cool, it's egregious he didn't mean it. Now Theresa has created all kinds of awkward pressure, which is the last thing she wants. Still, day spoilers say the worst is yet to come for Theresa, who will ultimately face quite a downfall over her plot with Konstantin Meliunis. Theresa duped Alex into allowing he was Victor Kyriakis' son and burgled Xander of his heritage, so she's made a real mess, and she's going to pay the price in further ways than one. Day spoilers say both Alex and Brady will be furious. Formerly all Theresa's conniving comes to light. Theresa will inescapably lose the two men who count most to her, but perhaps that's when she could find out she's got a bun in the roaster. Still, also she presumably wouldn't know whether the father is Brady or Alex without a DNA test, if Theresa is pregnant. Still, also the biopater news could determine who she ends up with romantically, if Theresa does get a surprise sprat. This could lead to the baby daddy forgiving Theresa and giving her another chance. Alex doesn't feel ready for motherhood at each, but it may be thrust upon him anyway. Also again, Brady is formerly raising Tate Black, Leo Howard, with Theresa, so perhaps they could give him a youngish family or family. Anyhow, our day's prognostications point to Theresa's punishment over the phony drama, but perhaps some baby updates could turn effects around for her. Days of Our Lives say Theresa has further messiness ahead of her, Steve's bloody outgrowth, Theresa hostage and Konstantin spills to Alex. Days of Our Lives exercise videotape for the week of June 10th to 14th reveals that Rafe Hernandez will have questions for Clyde Weston about Lee Shin's grim fate, but Chad DiMera will be more interested in the verity about Abigail DiMera. DOOL's daily promo shows Julie Williams reeling over Clyde's claim that Abigail is alive, so Chad will offer updates and give her a lot to suppose about. Thomas DiMera will pop up at one point, so he may eavesdrop too important and quiz Chad about his mama. Chad wouldn't want to get Thomas' hopes up if Clyde is lying, so he'll have to navigate some tricky parenthood then. At the Salem PD, they say Chad will have another violent discussion with Clyde as he tries to pry the whole story out of him. Clyde may not be willing to unmask all the details of Abigail's implicit survival, but Chad can't give up if there's a chance Abby is still out there nearly. Other day spoilers say there'll be some flashbacks to explain how Konstantin Meliunis duped Victor Kyriakis into changing his will and also put him on a sabotaged airplane. Konstantin is responsible for Victor's spurt crashing, so Alex Kyriakis will cloud as he processes that news. After Konstantin heists Theresa as a hostage, he'll start firing and beget a major shootout. Maggie Kyriakis can be seen collapsing in DOOL's daily exercise videotape, but she may just black out from the shock of it all. Still, they say someone will indeed get shot, and there's evidence that it's Steve Johnson since he ends up all bloody in the promo. Konstantin will make it outdoors with Theresa, but he'll face Xander's gun and a grilling session. Alex will put Konstantin through an interrogation as well, so Konstantin will gleefully admit that Victor isn't Alex's father after all. Our prognostications indicate that Konstantin's concession will protest off plenty further drama, so don't miss all the chaos ahead. At the sham marriage, one person is shot, another taken hostage, and Konstantin has one further secret to reveal last week with Lucas' help. Harris, and Chad caught up with Clyde. Eventually suitable to retaliate Abigail, Chad was tempted to blow Clyde's hide down, when Clyde claimed that Abigail was alive. Chad allowed Harris to take Clyde into guardianship. Julie and Chad days coming up, determined to get his family out of the slammer, Rafe asks Clyde, "What do you know about Li Shin's murder?" Meanwhile, at the recently restored Horton house, Chad tells Julie that Clyde claims Abigail is alive. Julie prodigies if it's true, and if she could still be alive. However, where has she been? If so. As the sham marriage between Maggie and Constantine demurred off, the plan to expose him kindly worked, but took an unanticipated twist. Constantine, realizing the ploy was over, tried to pledge John again, but he held his gun on Constantine rather. As Maggie reviled at him, he dropped a Verity lemon. He sabotaged Victor's airplane and killed him. Constantine takes Theresa hostage. Days coming up, we see what seems to be a flashback of Constantine prompting Victor to draft a new will at the interrupted marriage. Alex exclaims, "You boggled my father." Allowing snappily, Constantine takes Theresa hostage as gunfire is changed, and Steve is hit. Maggie seems to drop too, but maybe that's a red herring and it's a response to Constantine's reveal. Xander holds gun on Constantine. Days, Constantine tries to make a run for it. Xander confronts Constantine, who still has Theresa in the domain, and says, "You re-dealing with me now?" As he holds a gun on him. Constantine holds his to Theresa. Xander tells him, "Talk." Constantine laughs, as Alex is also there, and says to the heir-at-law, "Victor isn't your father." Marriage pellets, Steve's bloody mess, Theresa's secret blessing. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, June 10, 2024 are then. Suckers can anticipate shots to be fired at Constantine Meliuni's and Maggie Horton Kiriaki's marriage. Coming up on Days of Our Lives, Steve Johnson gets affected ever as a print was seen of the actor with a bloody shirt. Meanwhile, Theresa Donovan will count her blessings when she ever does and get exposed as his maid in crime. Keep reading to find out what's coming up in the Peacock Cleaner pieces. Marriage pellets. DOOL reveal that the chaos at Connie and Maggie's marriage will continue. Justin Kiriaki's just bare intel to the marriage party that several recessions were made out of Victor Kiriaki's heritage account. Since Maggie put Connie at the person responsible for the finances, he has some serious questions to answer. That's when Constantine eventually blurted out the verity. Connie admitted to marrying Maggie for the plutocrat. Constantine also confessed that he was responsible for Victor's death. Trending. DOOL Chad locates Abigail, who was the father of her new child. Connie instructed the pawn to kill Maggie incontinently after the marriage. Of course, it wasn't the pawn that Connie was talking to, but John Black. While John has a gun, there could be a struggle. At some point, pellets will fly. Steve Johnson's bloody mess. A while back, actor Stephen Nichols was mugged behind the scenes. Steve had on a bloody dress shirt, much like the one he's wearing for the marriage scenes. So, someone must get struck with the pellet. Whether they live or die is another story, however. Theresa Donovan's secret blessing. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, June 10 reveal that everyone wants to know who has been helping Constantine. Theresa blurted out that it doesn't matter as the miscreant has been busted. Of course, Theresa is con man's maid in crime. Right now, con man has exposed Theresa. That must mean there's further to Connie's plan that we know. Theresa might be counting her blessings now, but secrets always come out ultimately. Trending. Days of Our Lives. Theresa and Brady heat up, Kristen and Alex cool down, Julie's advice, Clyde's story. DOOL on Monday, June 10, suckers can also anticipate Theresa to keep her eye on the big prize, as she mentioned. Still, Theresa's secrets will come out at some point. When that happens, Theresa could lose everything, including the respect of her own child, Tate Black, Leo Howard. Theresa should just confess now, but she won't. So, when and how will the verity eventually come out about Alex Kiriaki's maternity?